Welcome back to Drilla's Garage. In this video, I am going to get the Boxster ready for Sebring. Stay tuned. So I made a video about this car not too long ago, a weekend or two ago, about taking the car to Homestead, to the track at Homestead. Car did phenomenal. I had a lot of fun with it, sliding it around. You know, in theory, you need to prep these cars to take them to the track, but Homestead is a very gentle track on cars, at least I find. There's nothing particular high Gs or high speed or anything like that. And also, I had read that as long as you don't use, I guess, anything 200 tread wear and under tires, you don't really run the risk of starving the oil pickup. My idea is to take it to Sebring. Sebring has some high speed, high G corners, like let's say 14, you know, Bishop's Bend. You're going through there at 100 and something miles an hour, turning left. All the oil is going to go to one side. And on this car, you're going to blow it up. So what other turn over there? Maybe turn 6, no, 6 is a right hand. Turn 11 also, turn, anyway, whatever. Point is, the car needs some modifications before I can take it to Sebring to really beat on it the way I want to beat on it. So, you know, it's still dirty from the last time I went to the track. It still has all the rubber marks everywhere. I haven't washed it. Still got the numbers up there. So what I mean by getting it ready for the track, this is it. To get that Boxster, or really any M96 engine ready for some heavy duty track, you need a sump. I don't know if necessarily you need a deeper sump, but you at least need the X51 style baffle. Now, I bought this sump from FVD. If you know, you know. It adds 0.6 quarts to the capacity, and basically it has the higher walls, and it also has the little flappers to let oil only travel in one direction, you know? So if you're taking a high, you know, high G right or left hand turn, this keeps the oil from leaving where the oil pickup goes. This is an extension, this comes with the kit, is an extension to the pickup, oil pickup. It goes in the middle there. So this is kind of a must have if you are wanting to track one of these, be it a Boxster, a 996, with the M96 motors. So this one, like I said, it adds 0.6 quarts. It's a little bit deeper. Most people talk about getting a 2 quart extended sump. I just have a feeling that this car in particular, being that it's already lowered, I don't want to hit anything, so I went with this option. It's a really nice piece of kit, as the Brits would say. It looks great, all billet aluminum, and it should do the job. Along with that comes the installation kit, which brings all new bolts and the sealant, because it does not use a gasket around the perimeter here. It just uses a sealant. That's how it came from factory. So anyway, FVD, thanks for hooking it up. The other thing I need to do to the car is install the underdrive pulley. I got this from Tuners or Tune RS, or what you want to call it, whatever they call themselves. They're a shop out in Coral Springs. They sell this kit. So basically it's an underdrive pulley. What this does is it keeps the power steering fluid from boiling over. When you're, you know, hitting red line consistently or close to it around the track, your power steering pump is working at full capacity, and unless you put an external, you know, some kind of external oil power steering fluid cooler, it boils over. It just makes a mess. So that's what this is for. It comes already with the belt, which is, I guess, a little bit shorter than the standard belt. So that's the other part of getting the car ready. Now, I'm going to Sebring. The event is called Winterfest. It's held by PBOC, and PBOC is, what is it? Porsche BMW Owners Club. So I run in a group called Super Solo, which is the top tier. And to run in that group, you have to have harnesses. So I'm going to install harnesses, at least in the driver's seat. You can see the driver's seat is a little narrower to fit the Hans device. So I'm going to install the harnesses, and also you can't see up there, but up there on the shelf I have a pair of Recaro pole positions. So I'm gonna bolt those in the car, and those seats already have the sub bars. They already have the sliders. They're just plug and play. So I'm gonna get those seats down from the shelf there. I'm gonna hook up the harnesses to the seats and to the actually to the factory roll bar that comes in the car. And after I'm done with all of that, this car will be ready for the track. Not just this track, but any track. Because once you do these mods, you know, the car is pretty much ready to go, and those are the weak points of this engine design, so they will be taken care of. The other thing I'm going to do is get out my my BBSs. The BBSs have the RE71Rs, those Bridgestones, which are 200 tread wear tires. They are very sticky. They do very well on the track. I got 3 of them there and the other one over here. They do great for the track. And plus the car looks so much cooler with the BBSs on it. So that's coming up. I'm going to now put the car up in the air. I'm going to drain the oil and start with that. I'll probably leave the oil draining, I don't know, maybe overnight, to make sure it's all out, because otherwise it's going to be dripping on my face, because I'm going to have to pull that oil pan out, and the oil is just going to be just dripping everywhere. So I'd rather let it get really nice and empty, and then go ahead and install this beautiful piece of CNC'd aluminum on the engine. This I'll have to do afterwards, because this I will need to open the passenger door, probably take that seat out so I can take the panels out and all that, and have full access to the engine from the inside the car. All right, so I've babbled on long enough. Let's get to work. Listen to that gurgle. Man, this thing sounds so sweet, especially at full throttle. It's so much fun. So anyway, one thing I noticed is that this tip is higher than this tip. So when I had the car in the air a few minutes ago, I noticed that the motor mount on this side, on the right side of the car, was sagging a little bit. And I had tried to straighten those out, and no matter what I did, I couldn't get those exhaust tips to even out. And I guess that explains why. So that's another thing I'm gonna do. I have a set of motor mounts back there on the shelf. I will get those out, and while I'm in the process of doing all this stuff, I'll go ahead and swap out those motor mounts. And this thing will be ready for war. I like that little car. I don't know why I like it so much, but I do. Oil is drained in here. It looks okay. Regardless, I will go through that filter and make sure there's no metal shavings inside the paper element. But otherwise, for now, that's about all I can do. I need to pull this guy out and go ahead and clean everything up and get ready to install the other one. I sprayed some brake parts cleaner around the perimeter. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull all these little bolts out and drop that pan. Let's see what lies inside. All right, let's see what happens when I take this pan out. There it is. That baffle looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna run that part number and see if that might actually even already be the X51 baffle. It's possible this car may already had it. So here we have side-by-side comparison. They don't look that different as far as the design. I did notice this one has like 2 little dams, one here and one here, which this does not have. So I'm sure that helps to keep some of the oil in place. I guess this is a little higher than that. And yeah, it is a little higher, but I don't know, not that different. But hey, you know what? Better safe than sorry. So I'm glad I'm doing this. What I have to do now is thoroughly clean the whole perimeter of the sump, so that when I put the new sealant it adheres properly. Because if I get a leak there, I'm not gonna be a happy camper. Also, I need to extend this little guy. I need to put that other little piece. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but I'll have to figure that out. So that's next. The next thing I have to do is get this little guy up there. So I have to remove that one and that one, pull this little pickup out, put that in its place, and then put it all back together. That's next. All right, so I got the little spacer in. Basically now I need to put the sealant and put the other pan on. I think that's all that's left to do for right now. So the sump kit comes with all the bolts. These are Torx. The other ones were 10 mils. These are Torx. So I had to get out my, what is this, E10 Torx socket. It comes with the sealant, which is some Loctite 5900, and it comes with the bolts and also the crush washer for the drain plug. So I'm gonna go ahead and spread the sealant around, get all the bolts ready to go, and walk over to the car and go ahead and put the sump up in the car. All right, I have a decent bead, not too thick, not too thin. Run all the way around that thing. Time to go get it on the car. And there she is. That looks great. Installed. All right, so I just need to put the drain plug in, and that should be it. As far as the sump install, maybe clean up some of the spooge that comes out along the seam here. I might just leave it, who cares? But, all right, I'm happy. Looks good. More so, it's gonna save my engine from blowing up as I'm going around Bishop's Bend on Sebring at 100 and something miles an hour. Yeah, that's not gonna be good. One last thing I wanna do before I go, it's starting to get dark outside, is I wanna pull that filter out and check the, go through the elements there and see if there's any shavings. So I'm gonna do that next. So I'm not sure how well you can see that, but the idea is to go through all of these pleats and look for metal shavings. I think it's pretty apparent if that IMS is going bad that you start seeing metal shavings right away. And I see absolutely nothing. You know, I don't know if this car has had the IMS done. I have no idea. I have no way of knowing that. I've tried to figure out who the previous owner of this car was, and I couldn't get anywhere with that. So I don't know. But all I know is that this oil filter is squeaky clean. Even the oil is clean. And I put some miles on it. I probably put 4,000 miles or 3,000 miles on the oil. 1.5 track days. And it's clean. So, yay. No metal. That's good. So I will go ahead and put the new O-ring on the filler, the whatever you call this, the canister. Put the oil filter back in place and button it all up. And that's gonna be it for today. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for today on the Boxster. It took a little longer than I originally expected to, but it's okay. I made progress. I got the sump in, and that was something that was very important. I really needed to get that done. So it's in. It came out perfect. I just need to go buy some oil. I forgot to get oil today for the car. So that's going to be next, and then maybe tomorrow or the next day I'll go ahead and put the seat belts in and also that pulley. Hopefully that won't be too much of a mission, but I don't know until I get in. I've never done it, so I don't know how hard it's going to be until I actually get in there. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed me putting that sump. It's very important to do, by the way. If you have one of these cars and you drive it hard on sticky tires, you got to do something about that sump situation. So, you know, from FED, it was $475. It's not the end of the world, but I'm glad I did it. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit the like button. Leave me any comments and check out the other videos on this car. I have a video of it in Homestead And I will, for sure, next weekend when I'm up in Sebring, do another video of me driving this thing around Sebring. Because that's where it gets tough. That's what separates the men from the boys. So, all right, have a good day.